5 hidden truths about fast food breakfast sandwiches. The fast food breakfast wars are at an all-time high. From the iconic Egg McMuffin to the spicy chicken biscuits and croissant sandwiches that dominate the morning commute, breakfast has become the most profitable time of day for the fast food industry. It's a multi-billion-dollar race to see who can get you through the drive-thru the fastest. Quick favor before we move on. If you appreciate this content, consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel. Believe it or not, more than 92% of viewers haven't subscribed yet. It's free and only takes a second, but it means the world to us. So did you subscribe already? Great, thank you so much for your support. Now back to the video. However, the fresh cracked eggs and sizzling bacon you see in the commercials often tell a different story than what is actually happening behind the stainless steel counters. To keep up with the morning rush, chains have developed a series of shortcuts, chemical workarounds, and psychological tricks. Here are the 5 hidden truths about fast food breakfast sandwiches. 1. The round egg versus the folded egg. The hidden truth: not all eggs at a fast food joint are created equal. In fact, most chains use 2 completely different types of egg products depending on which sandwich you order. The secret: if you order a premium sandwich, like an Egg McMuffin, you are likely getting a round egg, a real, fresh egg cracked into a metal ring to give it that perfect circular shape. However, if you order a folded egg or an omelet-style biscuit, you are often consuming a pre-cooked, frozen, and reheated yellow slab. The impact: these folded eggs aren't just eggs. They are a liquid mixture containing non-fat milk, modified food starch, salt, and citric acid. They arrive at the restaurant in massive boxes, already cooked and folded into rectangles. They are simply heated up on a steamer or a grill. If you want a real egg, you usually have to specifically ask for the round egg or cracked egg version. But the default for most breakfast burritos and biscuits is the processed, rubbery substitute.
Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen got its start in the early 1970s in New Orleans. Founder Al Copeland grew up poor in the Big Easy.
The big story over the past 30 or 40 years has been the rise of chicken consumption. Chicken went in the late 1970s from being a minority meat, at least relative to beef and pork. Particularly in the 80s and 90s, there was a lot of concern among consumers about the consumption of fat and cholesterol.
Organizations like the World Health Organization and the U.S. Department of Health have linked red meat with cancer and heart disease.
2. The pre-cooked bacon illusion. The hidden truth: that crispy, salty bacon on your breakfast bagel wasn't sizzling on a grill 5 minutes before you arrived. In the world of fast food breakfast, bacon is almost never cooked from raw in the store. The secret: because cooking raw bacon is messy, creates a lot of grease, and takes too long for a 3-minute drive-thru window, chains use pre-cooked, shelf-stable bacon. This bacon is cooked at a factory until it is about 90% done, then vacuum sealed and shipped to the restaurant. The impact: to make it fresh for your sandwich, employees simply toss the strips into a high-speed oven or onto a microwave tray for a few seconds. This is why fast food bacon often feels thin, papery, and lacks that melt-in-your-mouth fat. It also explains why the bacon is often incredibly salty. It needs the extra sodium and preservatives to maintain its flavor and texture during the long shipping and reheating process. 3. The butter flavor isn't always butter. The hidden truth: that rich, savory taste on your toasted biscuit or English muffin is frequently a chemical illusion designed to mimic the high-cost taste of real dairy. The secret: real butter is expensive and has a low smoke point, making it difficult to use on high-heat fast food grills. Instead, many chains use a liquid margarine or bun oil. This is typically a soybean-based oil infused with artificial butter flavoring, beta-carotene for color, and polydimethylsiloxane, an anti-foaming agent. The impact: this liquid gold is brushed onto buns and biscuits using a plastic roller or a squirt bottle. It gives you the immediate hit of butter flavor without the cost or the nutritional profile of real cream. This is one of the reasons fast food breakfast feels so much more heavy than a breakfast you'd cook at home. You're consuming highly processed seed oils engineered to taste like a dairy farm. 4. The structural engineering of the biscuit. The hidden truth: a fast food biscuit is a masterpiece of food science, designed to stay soft and flaky for hours under a heat lamp, which is something a homemade biscuit could never do. The secret: Traditional biscuits rely on cold butter and flour to create flakes. Fast food biscuits rely on leavening agents and conditioners like sodium aluminum phosphate and monocalcium phosphate. They also use shortening flakes, little beads of solid fat that are engineered to melt at a specific temperature to create artificial air pockets. The impact. This engineering ensures the biscuit doesn't turn into a rock while it sits in the warming bin waiting for a customer. However, it also means the biscuit is incredibly calorie-dense. A single fast food biscuit can contain as much as 15 to 20 grams of fat before you even add the sausage or cheese. They are designed for shelf life, not necessarily for your health, allowing the restaurant to prep hundreds of biscuits at 5 a.m. and serve them until 11 a.m. without a loss in perceived quality.
Popeyes nearly doubled its Twitter followers to 180,000. More importantly, the company saw sales surge almost 10% as stores opened more than a year in the third quarter of 2019. One analyst estimated that while in stock, Popeyes sold about 1,000 chicken sandwiches per store a day, and that the sandwiches alone accounted for 30% of sales, compared to less than 1% growth in the same period the year prior. With lines out the door about 2 weeks after the launch, the chain ran out of chicken sandwiches.
5. The sodium spike strategy. The hidden truth. Fast food breakfast sandwiches are intentionally loaded with massive amounts of sodium, often exceeding 50% of your daily recommended intake in a single sandwich. This isn't just for flavor, it's for preservation and craveability. The secret: sodium is the ultimate fast food tool. It acts as a preservative for the pre-cooked meats, sausage, and bacon. It masks the blandness of frozen bread products, and it triggers a thirst response. The impact: by making the breakfast sandwich incredibly salty, the chain increases the likelihood that you will also purchase a large coffee, orange juice, or soda. It's a double dip on profit. The salt makes the fat in the cheese and meat pop, creating a bliss point in your brain that makes you crave the sandwich again the next morning, even if you felt sluggish after eating it the day before. You aren't just addicted to the sandwich. You are addicted to the specific sodium-to-fat ratio that scientists have spent years perfecting. The final verdict: fast food breakfast is a triumph of efficiency. To get a hot sandwich into your hand in less than 120 seconds, the industry has to rely on pre-cooked proteins, liquid oils, and chemically stabilized breads. While the fresh-cracked marketing is occasionally true for specific items, the majority of the morning menu is a carefully reheated assembly of factory-made components. The next time you're at the drive-thru, remember that the folded egg is a factory rectangle, the butter is likely soybean oil, and the crunch of the bacon was achieved in a microwave. It's delicious, it's fast, but it's certainly not what Grandma used to make.